How does Troy Baker do it? He just delivered another masterful performance in the game for Solis. Now he does that by front-loading his effort, so he makes a very strong first impression. His first monologue is meticulously crafted, and that way he builds up some stock with the audience that he never loses, even though the game, in my opinion, lets us down in the ending or gets more generic towards the end. So even though the acting kind of drops off, we don't think it's him. How does he do it? I want to talk about a few things with his first monologue. Let's go. Fort Solis is a third-person kind of walking simulator, kind of a sci-fi thriller horror game, and you just walk around on a desolate research station where a distress signal was coming from you. So you check it out. Everything has already happened. The story has already happened, but you try to piece together what did happen, and you do that by checking the computers, reading emails, and also you go through some logbook entries. This is the first time we see Troy Baker. There's some kind of research going on, some mining, and he is the medical supervisor, and this is the first time we see him. Let's check it out.
Okay, some good news. I think my work here is beginning to pay off. Todd's team is finally beginning to listen to my warnings about exposure. They recorded higher rad levels at the site this week, and I've had to treat 2 of his staff for radiation sickness. Dawson is showing signs of hypotension, and Celine complained of dizziness. Current treatment is daily administration of potassium iodide. I'm pretty sure we caught it quick, but out of an abundance of caution, I'll go ahead and schedule a CT scan for Celine, just to rule out vestibular disorder. I just have no idea why these guys insist on working such long hours at the site. They know that it's against regulations. I just don't think that they're fully aware of the risks. But who knows? Maybe the taste of seaweed in their mouth will remind them to put their health first.
First thing, notice how he starts off with some pauses here.
Okay. Some good news. Todd's team is finally beginning to listen to my warnings about exposure, radiation sickness.
Now, this is the first part. He starts off with all those pauses. Now, his naturalistic acting is completely on another level. Very, very precise, very easy. Thing is, he starts off with those pauses and then he goes radiation sickness. And this is a kind of weird thing because as an actor, you would think, okay, I'm a medic, I'm a pro, I know my science stuff, so radiation sickness, it's one word. It's one term, so to speak. So I say it's radiation sickness. But he stutters. There's something on his mind. As an actor, you want to have a situation. You have to know where you come from, you have to know where you are, and where you want to go. Troy Baker knows that very well. And this is also what makes this interesting. A mediocre actor, or you could even do it, but it's a different scene. You could start like, well, it's starting to pay off, and it's cool, and there's some radiation sickness and stuff, but I don't know why they work such long hours. And then the doubt comes in, but then he's thinking about it for the first time. He's not thinking about it for the first time. He's like, what the fuck? Something is going on here. Mystery. He already establishes it. There's something wrong on this research station with the people there.
Dawson is showing signs of hypertension, and Celine complained of dizziness.
Now he gets his footing again.
Current treatment is daily administration of potassium iodide.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure we caught it quick, but out of an abundance of caution, I'll go ahead and schedule a CT scan for Celine.
CT scan for Celine. I bet Troy Baker is a very meticulous, from my point of view, he's a very meticulous actor. So it kind of checks out because his background is voice acting. You gotta be very precise there, and it's all planned. And I think he has this little choreography where he, of course, not everything is planned, not every move, but like at first he has his eye contact that switches because he's trying to find stuff, and coming back to the communication and going back to thinking like, I don't know what's going on. And then he has this little thing. I bet he even planned when to do this. Not that you have to do that. Some even say that's a bad idea, but everybody's different. But the thing is, what I like about it, and I think Troy Baker might do the same thing here. In my experience, I like to build myself some pillars where I go to. So I know it's not only emotional beats, but it's also physical beats. So you kind of know I'm going from here to here to here. I call it lighthouses or something because it shines a light on what to do and where you are in the scene. He's very meticulous with that. It seems so natural and so easy, but the more you see it, or the more you watch it, the more technique behind it you find. At least that's my suspicion here, or that's what my professional eye tells me. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think the most work went into this scene. You kind of feel that because towards the end it gets more generic and a little bit more boring and not as interesting. But here it's totally captivating how he just is completely natural, and he talks through that like a doctor would, but also like a doctor who's really has his mind on different things would.
I just have no idea why these guys insist on working such long hours at the site.
And
they know that it's against regulations. I just don't think that they're fully aware of the risks.
And that is the thing that he wants to talk about. What is going on there? That's why he's disturbed in the beginning. And then he comes back, but maybe it's okay, blah, blah, blah. And then the scene ends. And simple scene, not a lot to talk about here, but at the same time, very, very well crafted. And this is the thing. You build up some stock. So even though the writing and the story goes downhill from here, you're completely with him. I know that myself. Sometimes when you prepare for a role, there's this one scene that's like the big moneymaker or whatever, like your scene, or even the first scene that is maybe important because it is the introduction and so on. So maybe it is important, and you just prepare and you put so much work into this, and the rest flows from it. So you don't actually have to do the same work at all levels. Even though, like, I don't want to criticize him. He is, even in the later scenes, he's very well prepared. He does the things well and also very naturally, but it doesn't have the same gravitas, also because of the writing. But yeah, Troy Baker, masterclass in how you build your little pillars of the scene, where you want to go and how you want to get there. The cast in this game is generally very good. It's a high-end cast, but you also see the natural reaction. Like, look at this reaction from Hollowed.
It's fascinating to me how these guys can like get a script and read it, remember it, and then act it out and make it sound like they're actually talking normal without sounding like they're reading off a script. That's fucking crazy. That's why we do what we do and they do what they do. That's hard, man.
The first scenes, like the characters that we see in the first logbook entries, he didn't have that reaction, and there all of a sudden comes, I could never do that job. It's like something was triggered in him. For me, it's a preparation of Troy Baker.